You're watching Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. I'm John Tobacco. We're coming today as we do every day from the Liquid Lunch Outpost in downtown Manhattan. And my favorite part of the show is when we mix it up, when we demonstrate our purpleness, that we can have a normal conversation between people of different political persuasions. Quick note, Dow raging right now, up about 7 and change. Wonderful comeback from last week. I was nervous that today could be another Black Monday, but it looks like the confidence is around that it's not going to be as bad. We'll keep our eye on that and keep our eye right here on Josh Kravitz. He's an attorney and Democratic district leader here in New York City. He's also running for New York City Council. And Joe Kovac is a veteran Republican political operative. I like the way they use operative for you, Joe.
Good seeing you.
We have a lot of dynamic duos on this show, and I don't think you guys have been matched up before.
No,
Josh and Joe, never. So, all right. So you guys know the rules. I throw out the topics. You mix it up. Do whatever you want. South Carolina results to start with. To me, I felt like Joe, all the networks on Sunday were going crazy. Oh, my God, Biden blew him out. He killed him. Haven't they been telling us this was going to happen for like a month now?
It was definitely the expectations. Joe Biden needed a very big victory. The last polls they were showed that Biden had about a 10 to 12 point lead. He won by 28.5 points, which is tremendous. It's the largest victory so far this contest, and it bridged the gap of delegates from 58 to 50, which is very good for Sanders. And he's going to do well tomorrow in all of those southern states, especially North Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Virginia. And I think Texas is going to be a lot closer than what the polls are showing with Bernie Sanders leading.
So, Josh, I think 61% of the voters coming out of the exit polls said that they were motivated or at least compelled to vote for Joe Biden because of the Clyburn endorsement. It had a big thing. I want you to take a look at what Joe said and get your thoughts. Here's Joe Biden on the Clyburn endorsement.
There's no doubt Jim Clyburn's endorsement was a big deal to your candidacy. The exit poll indicated it was a big deal. And he's got a lot of things to say about your campaign. And I'm sure you've heard about this, but this is what he said yesterday. I did not feel free to speak out about it or to even deal with it inside because I had not committed to his candidacy. I have now. I'm all in, and I'm not going to sit idly by and watch people mishandle this campaign. You accept his critique that you've had people running your campaign that has mishandled this campaign?
No, I accept the critique that we have to do a lot better. I accept the critique that it's just a matter of addition, not subtraction. I think the people running the top of the campaign are doing a great job. Inside each state we've had, there are different qualities and capabilities of people, and we just keep. This is a matter of addition. As we move on, every primary, every caucus, we're attracting more people of talent to join us, and but I'm ready to and wide open to accept the criticism of people like Jim Clyburn, as I have with others. We have to get better, including criticism of me, how I can get better.
So, Josh, I don't know, it seems like it was a game-time decision for even Clyburn.
Yeah, I mean, he knew, and it's cool the way it turned out that Clyburn had that much political heft. I mean, we don't have anyone like that in New York who could make an endorsement and make that big of a difference. So it's cool to see that in a state like South Carolina that could happen. But, because he knew that he had that political heft, he wanted to make his endorsement strategically, and seemingly it worked. He did it at the exact right time for Biden, half a week before the primary, and it worked. With regard to the point that he made on Meet the Press, I think that the point is serious, though. I think Clyburn's point is serious. I think even though Biden raised $10 million this weekend, Biden still has a cash disadvantage compared to Bernie and even some of the other remaining candidates like Warren, and that is going to not be helpful to him when it comes to doing a national campaign. Yeah. Right now it's been week by week by week in 4 states. Now it's a national campaign.
Bernie announced that he raised, I think, 45 mil in February, right, which is big. And Biden last month had like 9 mil on hand. So Bernie's not running out of cash anytime soon.
No.
Joey, Buttigieg and Steyer drop out. Who does that help?
That helps Biden, and it definitely hurts Sanders. And it makes the fact that the contested convention that I said last time when I was on your show is more and more of a reality. They do on the website 538, they said that there is a 67% chance that there will be a brokered convention. And I don't see how Bernie Sanders supporters will get behind Joe Biden or Mike Bloomberg.
Right.
Because those are going to be the last two standing besides Sanders.
That could be the
Well,
worst thing that
I'll give
happens.
you one reason why Donald Trump is the president of the United States. That's the reason.
But they're the total...
I'm a Bernie Sanders supporter, and I'm ready to go knock on doors for Joe Biden in Pennsylvania. I'm actually already organizing bus trips.
But in
For Joe Biden.
No, for whomever the nominee is. And I'm
But-
trying to do
okay.
it before anyone. I'm trying to do it now so that people commit prior to us even
Sure.
having a nominee.
But in 2016, 1 in 10 Bernie Sanders supporters voted for Trump. If he goes into the convention with the largest plurality of delegates, but he doesn't have the minimum number of 1,900 and change to get the nomination outright, I don't see a lot of his supporters coming out to vote for Joe Biden or Mike Bloomberg, and not the Democrats that I've spoken to.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you just
Josh,
spoke to one.
Yeah, Josh is one. So
Just
let's
one.
Get, what do you think? You think?
I
you
mean,
know,
I'm
in 10
involved
is-
in Democratic politics. I'm a Democratic activist. I'm the one organizing bus trips, so I talk to probably a lot more Democrats than you do. And all I see is commitment to be winning this election, no matter who it is. I understand the point that you're making about the Bernie supporters, but talking about Bernie supporters, if you're on the left-wing Twitter sphere, you would see that Bernie supporters hate Buttigieg. But you know what? I know Bernie supporters would have came out for him too.
So on that note, I think, me as like someone who's into like voter choice and having a lot of candidates, I have kind of libertarian thoughts on making it easier for more candidates and ballot access and stuff like that. So as much as I didn't agree with basically anything Mayor Pete had to say, I was kind of rooting for him as the little man, as not size-wise, like the underdog. He actually got from mayor of a small town to the national stage.
What about the fact that he's openly gay? I mean, in 2000,
No, I'm saying with all
I know,
the different
it's an
things,
amazing
you gotta
thing.
give
His
him credit.
husband, his
But
husband introduced him last night.
You see where it ends up.
Yeah.
But I think his supporters gave him a pretty fitting send-off. Take a look at this.
But by every conventional wisdom, by every historical measure, we were never supposed to get anywhere at all. And then, as I said, that roller coaster February night a few weeks ago when Iowa shocked the nation, along that way, an improbable hope became an undeniable reality.
I thought it was a nice way to send them out, to chant 2024. So,
Sure.
maybe the toleration for a full gay candidate will be even greater. He may have forged some ground for 2024.
I'd much rather Mayor Pete than Don Jr., someone who went to
Well, that would be-
Afghanistan,
that
someone
would
who went
be
to
quite the
Harvard, someone who
colorful.
achieved something in his life, as opposed to his father and then his grandfather giving him everything.
Lost in the midst of all this other stuff that's going on with the coronavirus and South Carolina and everything, I think something amazing happened. We'll see how it goes, but for now, I'm an optimist, right? We had the announcement of an actual peace deal with the Taliban, right? Now, we've had every kind of military person on here. They're all in agreement that you never know, you can't ever trust these guys, and it's, week by week, day by day. But it sounds like, what's coming out. And I don't know if you guys know, but I've been very critical of one Congressman, Max Rose, from New York here, who said he wasn't for impeachment, then he flip-flopped and was for impeachment and all this other stuff. Wouldn't it be nice if we could get a little more of this? Let's take a look at Max Rose. I got to give him credit where credit's due.
Seems that we as a country are torn. Many Americans want to get out of that forever war, but many of our policymakers remember what happened in 2011 when we abruptly left Iraq. It created a void that ISIS filled. Do you have some of those same concerns if we leave Afghanistan completely?
Look, I of course have those concerns, and thank you so much for having me on. But with that being said, I think this decision by this administration is 100% correct. We have got to focus on politics. Now, in our longest standing war, this is deeply personal to me. I deployed to Afghanistan some years ago, and the folks who I deployed with have now deployed to Afghanistan 4, 5, 6, 7 times.
Joe, this guy happens to be your congressman. It's about time you said something decent about the president.
I'm very much that shock. I'm definitely not a fan of Max Rose, not because he's a Democrat, but because most of his policies are wrong, and he goes back and forth on issues all of the time.
Josh, wouldn't it be nice if once in a while that a Democrat could say something good about the president?
You know what the thing is it's hard to say something good about the president when you're justified.
Well, when we end the longest war in American
I have
history,
no trust.
I'm saying right now it's ended, right? You know what I mean? If you have issues with someone in the past and you say we're going to bury the hatchet and move forward, and the next day you don't believe it again, then it's never going to work.
No. Let me.
Right? I'm positive on this.
Well, let me just say
as long as our troops get out, I don't care what they do over there.
Obviously, I believe, and I think most of us do, that we need to end this forever war. Great. But the thing that I'm trying to bring to light is that there's no reason to trust Donald Trump. We've seen Donald Trump do what's in his electoral interest ahead of the national interest over and over again. Please let me finish my point. He's done we've seen it in Ukraine, and now he wants to get out of Afghanistan right before an election. He's given up 5,000 Taliban prisoners. Do you remember when we gave up Bo Bergdahl? We gave away 5 elderly Taliban, and the Republicans went crazy. But the point I'm making is...
Don't spin.
No, I don't mean to spin.
The Afghans gave up 5,000 prisoners. We didn't give up any prisoners. The Afghans turned over... The Afghans did. We didn't give up anyone.
It's part of the deal that we negotiated and we're the major party to.
Yeah.
So that you're the one who's spinning it by saying that it's really the Afghans when it's really us who's telling the Afghans what to do.
But the Afghan government needs to come on board with this agreement, and the fact of the matter is that if they're not on board, then the agreement isn't going to go through.
I have no trust that Donald Trump is not doing what's in his short-term electoral interest over the long-term interest of this country. We may look back and there may be another 9/11. Now, I'm not in the room with the generals. Maybe this is the right strategic choice. The point I'm making is I'm justified in having no trust in Donald Trump.
But instead of just bashing the president, you can admit that he has a good policy here. That it's a move in the right. It's a move in the right direction.
Now there's a truce, right? The basis is right now
and there's a
So
ceasefire.
American soldiers will not be getting killed, hopefully, and we're going to start bringing troops out as early as May with a full pull down.
We have 12,000 troops.
That's a great short-term consequence, and I'm someone who's in favor of leaving Afghanistan, but I have no trust in the way that Donald Trump does it, or that he's doing it at this moment for any other reason than for his electoral interest. Because we've already seen it in Ukraine.
And you agree with how Barack Obama handled Syria?
I don't
to withdraw
personally.
The troops?
I personally don't.
Did you go against them back then? Because everyone bashes the president.
I got to leave it there. We can go back the last 18 years and blame all administrations. You know, both Republican, Democrat, everyone. To me, I say namaste. If we get one more troop out before, with a timeline.
Another casualty.
Before there's another casualty, I think it's a
But if the purpose of bringing the troop out is for Donald Trump's electoral interest and not the national interest, and we have a long-term consequence that we can't see.
If you want to start, we're going to have
that's really
psychologist. We're going to have psychologist Dr. John Huber on later on. If you want to start, psychoanalyzing what's in Donald Trump's head right now, the proof's in the pudding. We have a deal. Let's hope.
But I don't even trust what he's going to do with coronavirus.
I got to leave it there, guys. Thank you very much. Josh, he's a frisky one, and Joe Kovac's always up to the challenge. Guys, thank you very much. Dr. John Huber is going to be here next. Sarah's making them all pretty, and he's going to talk to you about how you can avoid anxiety around the coronavirus and give me some mental help. We'll come back right after this.